Sirens began wailing at the Udeid Air Base in Qatar. Iran had launched 14 missiles at the largest US military installation in the Middle East. 14 missiles for the 14 Trumps B-2 bombers dropped on Khomeini's nuclear sites. Well, it was a stark reminder that no outpost is beyond the reach of enemy's missile. Udeid, sprawling across 24 hectares of desert outside Doha, is home to around 10,000 US troops and also serves as a forward headquarters for the US Central Command. Remember, this was the same SETCOM that launched US Operation Midnight Hammer. Its runway hosts surveillance aircrafts like KC-135 for the aerial refueling, C-17A Globe Masters and the Hercules transportations. But what truly sets Udeid apart is its layered defenses. But before we dive into it, let's understand the context. For decades, the United States has maintained a formidable military footprint across the Middle East, a network of bases and outposts designed to project power, deter adversaries, and reassure allies in one of the world's most volatile regions. Iran has labeled these bases vulnerable, but are they? Well, in the aftermath of Iran's missile attack on Udeid Air Base in Qatar, a direct response to US strikes on Iranian nuclear sites, the strategic importance and reliance of these American installations have never been more apparent. These bases give Trump the capability to hit any target in the Middle East within just hours. So let's talk about the scope, purpose, and also the most important, defenses of these US military air bases across the Middle East. In fact, in the backdrop of current crisis between US, Iran and Israel. The Udeid base is shielded by Patriot missile batteries and the very sophisticated ANTPY-2 X-band radar, a critical node in the US regional military defense network. It is also backed by Qatar's defense, yet Udeid is the only tip of the spear. Across the Middle East, the US maintains at least 8 permanent bases and more than a dozen additional military sites, with a total of 40,000 to 50,000 troops stationed throughout this very region. These installations are not just outposts. They are hubs for air and naval operations, intelligence gathering, logistics, and rapid deployment. Each is a potential target, each is a fortress. Talking about Bahrain, the US Navy's 5th Fleet Headquarters commands operations across the Arabian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, Red Sea, and the Arabian Sea, overseeing checkpoints in the places like the Strait of Hormuz. This is the same base that kept Houthis in check, breaking the Red Sea blockade. It is guarded by most advanced naval defenses, including Aegis-equipped destroyers and shore-based missile systems. Bahrain also hosts the largest contingent of permanent assigned US naval personnel in this very region. From here, the United States projects power not just in the Middle East waters, but across the region. Kuwait is another linchpin. Camp Arifjan, the forward headquarters of the US Army Central, and Ali Al Salim Air Base, known as the Rock, are among the largest American military facilities outside the United States. Then there is the Camp Buehring. It was established during the Iraq War. It serves as a staging ground for operations into Iraq and Syria. These bases are protected by a combination of Patriot and thermal high-altitude area defense missile systems. Anti-drone technologies are also used and a layer parameter security. In Saudi Arabia, the US presence is anchored by Prince Sultan Air Base, a key site for air operations and intelligence. This base is equipped with Patriot batteries and reinforced shelters, a legacy of past missile threats from both Iraq and Iran. Saudi installations are also integrated into the broader Gulf missile defense network, sharing radar data and early warning with US and allied forces. Then comes the UAE, which hosts Al Dhafra Air Base, a hub of reconnaissance and strike aircraft, including jets like F-35 and drones. Like its counterpart, Al Dhafra is shielded by Patriots and advanced radars with rapid response team on constant alert for drone and missile attacks. Now let's talk about Iraq and Syria, which are far more complex operating regions. Al-Assad Air Base in Iraq, once targeted by Iranian missiles in 2020, continues to be the backbone of US and collision operations against ISI. Then comes Erbil Air Base, which is operated out of Kurdistan region in a critical hub of intelligence and logistics, while Syria, smaller outposts enable special operations and local partner training. These sites rely on mobile air defense units and hardened shelters, but their proximity to Iran-backed militia makes them especially vulnerable. Jordan's Mufafaq Salti Air Base is another strategic asset, hosting collision partners and serving as a launch point for regional air operations. Egypt too provides access to facilities for logistics and intelligence, though the US footprint there is more discreet. The defenses of these bases are multi-layered and adaptive. Patriot missile batteries remains the backbone, capable of intercepting ballistic as well as cruise missiles. Some sites have also deployed THAAD system for higher altitude threats. The ANTPY-2X band radars present at Qatar and some of other military facilities provide early warning and tracking of missile launches across this very region. The radar system not only provides high-res visuals but also guides the THAAD system to intelligently tackle any threats. Naval assets augment these static defenses. The US Fifth Fleet deploys Aegis-equipped destroyer capable of intercepting missiles at sea, while aircraft carriers and amphibian assault ships provide mobile firepower and additional air defense umbrellas. The Navy's constant patrols in the Gulf serves both as a deterrent and as a rapid response force in the events of escalation. The recent Iranian attack on Al Udeid Air Base, intercepted without a casualty, was a test of this defensive network. It was also a warning. For all their strength, these bases are near invincible. Iran's missile arsenal is sophisticated, and its willing to strike US assets may signal a new phase in regional contest for power. But the biggest thing is, the American forces endure, but while in the Middle East, the American fortress is never at rest. The watch continues.